It came from the third dimension.
3D Newsbite.
Good evening, Eddie.
Hey, Mrs. Chen.
Good evening, Venom.
Function Hall, Mrs. Chen.
He says hi.
I've been thinking about you, Eddie. Because you and I are the same.
Welcome to another 3D Newsbite podcast. I'm Adolph, and I have with me Jake.
Howdy, folks.
And today we're talking about the Venom 2, aka Let There Be Carnage. No number in this title officially, but for everyone else knowing, it's Venom 2. Trailer has finally come out, and let's just do a quick, what are your thoughts on it, and then go into details about it.
It seems like they've leaned into all the fun, the goofiness that people liked in the first movie.
So do you like this trailer?
Yeah, I like this trailer a lot. It's hysterically funny.
So Venom is one of the few movies that we disagree on.
Yeah, believe it or not, we do disagree on movies, and Venom is one of them.
I hated this trailer.
I liked it a lot. I mean, I honestly felt like I was at IHOP with Venom slashing. And my God, their apartment, it looked like a college dorm room from hell. And the chickens all over. I mean, obviously this is for Venom, to feed Venom.
I guess. So, alright, we start off in Tom Hardy's apartment. And like Venom is helping him make breakfast, and it's just kind of sloppily put together. And we actually have a different Venom voice in this. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can. It's more noticeably Tom Hardy doing it. I think that's because they're more bonded together, and the symbiote's evolving.
I actually don't like it. I actually like the first version better. You?
Yeah, but I don't think he would have understood him singing the old Cole Porter song. Let's call the whole thing off. Of course, I think what they should have went is with just invented their own lyrics, like symbiote. Because remember that in the first trailer for Venom?
So, we see that Eddie here is going to see the execution of Woody Harrelson, of the villain Cletus Cassidy, and that he becomes Carnage, and
wasn't in the he didn't go to the execution. At least there's no footage of him in the trailer. He gets a postcard that gets splattered with ketchup, and I'm wondering if that's the same postcard that we see Woody Harrelson writing in prison.
Well, okay, you're right. We see that they have a relationship. We don't know if he's in the same room during the execution, but we see that they have a relationship that, that's an end credit scene for the Venom 1. We had, Cletus, and now apparently they've been talking, and now they're ready, and he's ready to die for his sins, which Cletus in the comics is a horrible, horrible serial killer, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I also like they got rid of that Sideshow Bob hairdo.
Comparatively speaking, it's like Charles Manson, kind of serial killer. He just really messed up. Like, not even regretful or anything. He just horrible, horrible person. So you see that he becomes somehow. I guess there was like a mix-up in the chemicals, and he gets the symbiote and put into him or something.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know if the symbiote was there already or what, but it obviously activates when he's being executed, and that's that set is made up. It looks exactly like the old San Quentin gas chamber. I've seen enough old B movies and true crime shows. I know what San Quentin's gas chamber looks like.
We get to see a bunch of fight scenes and such, and the one thing about this trailer that kind of bugged me is that the first one was like this, and I think this one's going to be this way too, where it's shot in very darkly lit scenes.
Well, of course, Because I imagine some of the CG would look rubbish in the bright light. I mean, in the bodega, the scene, where they go, Venom says hi. Venom makes a Chinese salutation, and Tom Hardy then goes, Venom said hi. That arm doesn't look that good, but everybody's going to forgive it because the Venom points to the Stan Lee cameo.
So, yeah, there's a lot of hidden things here. There's the Daily Bugle, and it's the same look as the Daily Bugle from the Spider-Man Rami.
The Sam Raimi version, yeah. That Marvel used for all sorts of promotion. In fact, because they used to print out for comic shops the Daily Bugle kind of promo thing, and they'd use that.
So we also get the Ravencroft.
Ravencroft. That's kind of the Arkham Asylum of the Marvel universe, and we see Cletus's main squeeze, Shriek. She's another symbiote, or will become one. Heck, a lot of the people we see in this trailer, except Mrs. Chen, become symbiotes down the line in the Venom stories.
Now, Carnage is very much a popular character, just like Venom. I do kind of worry about this movie being the same basic thing, a symbiote versus a symbiote again, which I think was a big problem for me in the first Venom movie. That, similar creatures fighting similar creatures kind of thing.
Yeah, this time it's going to be 2 against 1 symbiotes at least, and one of them's got kind of a because Shriek is kind of like part Black Canary, part symbiote. She's got that high. She's got a Shriek.
Now the Carnage.
That's why at the prison, while they're wearing the headphones.
Now the Carnage itself, in the couple of seconds we get, I think actually looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he looks great. If this looks better than the first movie. It looks like they're going to really play with these guys. I mean, because they're not solid masses. They're pretty much goo.
Now, I kind of feel like the CG could have been better because this was just supposed to come out last year. So they've had extra time to work on this. But
yeah.
I think it was supposed to come out last, was it October or something like that?
Oh, it's changed dates everything's changed dates about 5 times already, so I don't know. I mean, I noticed on this trailer they didn't put a date, and the poster has a date on it, but the trailer doesn't, because they don't know.
So right now, the poster does say, and the official website says September 24th, 2021. Obviously, dates may change by the time that actually releases, because this pandemic has a lot of weird twists and turns, and things may be calming down in America, but this is a worldwide release, so they want to get it everywhere, and I don't know where we are in September this year.
Yep, exactly.
So you actually also they had a director's commentary track on the trailer that revealed some interesting news on there too, which we're going to talk about really briefly. So this is Andy Serkis directed movie, which is kind of rare for him.
Yeah, he directed one of the Jungle Book movies, Mogwai.
Which that went straight to Netflix, right?
Yeah, it went to Netflix.
So in the trailer, he does basically confirm this is not in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, no surprise there because the different Daily Bugle logo.
And he kind of mentions that they've been together at this point for over a year, so they know each other, and they know how to react to each other. So that's some news there. It's supposed to be kind of like the dual aspect of both characters. Of course, we know that Ravencroft is supposed to be a bad place for people. The commentary track was just a little bit of information. It wasn't that much. So it is disappointing not to have Spider-Man in here to a degree. I expected it, but I also wanted Spider-Man. For the longest time, Spider-Man and Venom have been, two peas in a pod, and Venom does try to have his own adventures, but I was kind of hoping that there would be. It might be a post-credit scene. Maybe it's a scene in Spider-Man because they're supposed to both be releasing this fall. So maybe in the Spider-Man, maybe there's a post-credit scene that connects to Spider-Man No Way Home or something. Who knows?
I guess we will find out when the Multiverse of Madness and No Way Home hit. We'll find out if all these wild stories, if there's any truth to them, and what happens.
And it's good to see that this actually did say release it in 3D, and the poster says 3D, so we don't have to speculate on, if it's 3D or not, because they proudly say it, and that's great news for us.
Yeah, so we're hoping they don't pull a Hobbs and Shaw at the last minute.
Yeah, definitely try to find a theater that is good for handling darkly lit scenes.
Yeah.
Because some theaters are not going to handle that well in 3D, depending where you go.
Yeah, and but if this looks as good on the screen as the trailer, I think the dark scenes will pop in 3D.
Yeah.
And the sound design on this is incredible. It just rocked my world in a pair of good headphones. I mean, I'm hoping they took that sound from the movie, because that'll be sweet.
Okay. So, I think we're in opposite sides on our hype for this movie, but who knows? It may surprise us and be way better than it looks. I'm not excited for this. It was very cringy for me, but it seems like you're excited for it.
Yeah, I mean, the trailer from this first look, it looks like it's better than the first movie. Who knows? I mean, the Carnage versus Venom story to me was more interesting than Venom versus Riot. I mean, Riot was like a throwaway character.
All right, so that's going to be it for this 3D Newsbite podcast about Venom. Maybe there'll be more trailers, who knows? But we'll definitely be reviewing this when it comes out in September. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye, folks.
Before this podcast wraps up, I want to thank my patrons. Thank you, Kano3D, Mr. Bengal 5, and Kevin Winter for your financial support on Patreon.com. So that's going to be it for this podcast. Thanks for listening. You can find 3D or 2D on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, and more. Just look for 3D or 2D. Links are in the info box. If you want to send us listener mail, our email address is email3dortwo@gmail.com. Thank you for either listening or watching this podcast. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.